Hello students, this is Miss Dalton. This is video 12.2, Rational Exponents and Nth Roots. Okay, so we've got these nth roots. So another word for that is just radicals. But we've got square roots, which look like the square root of x. So to convert that to an exponent, what that's going to look like is this. When you have the square root, that's the same thing as x to the 1/2 power. If you have the cube root, that's the same thing as x to the 1/3 power. And then if you have x to, or the fourth root of x, that's the same thing as x to the 1/4 power. So the radical property says this. If you have the nth root of a to the m power, that's the same thing as a to the m over n power. So I know this kind of looks weird, but just this is an exponent. So that's supposed to be raised up a little bit higher, but that was the best that I could do with the computer formatting. So what you have to remember is that the n here becomes the denominator of your radical. And the m, if you have an exponent on the inside, that is the numerator of your radical. Okay, so right now we're just going to work on practicing writing, going back and forth between rational exponents and then radicals. So in this first example, I have a rational exponent, a to the 2/3. So if I convert that to a radical, I'm going to have the cube root of a to the 2nd. So just remember the denominator comes to the front, and that's the index of your radical. So in this particular example, I have the radical, the fourth root of a to the 3rd, but when I want to write it with an exponent, it's a to the 3 divided by 4 power. Okay, let's review a little bit on simplifying exponents. So in this first example, we have the cube root of 16 times the cube root of 4. And so what I can do here is we're going to combine them under one radical. So the cube root of, and I'm not going to multiply them together for a specific reason. So it's the cube root of, I'm sorry, not 64. That is 16 times 4. I'm jumping ahead and actually multiplying them in my head. So when you simplify that, you're breaking it down. Well, 16 breaks down into 4 times 4, and then if I bring down the 4, when you're taking the cube root of something, you're looking for a group of 3. Well, so the cube root of 16 times 4 is just equal to 4, because there's a group of 3 4s under the radical. Okay, now let's look at this next one. The fifth root of 64 divided by the fifth root of 2. Again, since we have the same radical, we can combine them under one radical. So I'd have 64 divided by 2 under the same radical of the fifth root. And then just simplify that. So that's the fifth root of 32. And then if I break down 32, you'll see that you get 16 times 2, then 16 is 4 times 4, 4 is 2 times 2, we've got this other 2, and since it's the fifth root, we're looking for a group of 5. Well, there are 5 2's, so if I take the fifth root of 32, the answer is just 2. Okay, let's look at this next one, 32 to the 4/5 power. So I could convert it to a radical, but let's look at this a little differently. If you have a denominator of 5, let's see if we can write 32 to have a power of 5. Well, in this previous example, we noticed that 2 to the 5th power is equal to 32. So let's change 32 and let's write that as 2 to the 5th power. And then I'd have it to the 4/5 power. Well, if you remember, power to a power you multiply. If you take 5 times 4/5, those 5's cancel, so this is just 2 to the 4th power. And 2 to the 4th power is 16. Okay, let's look at the next one. Cube root of 16 y to the 7th. So let's break down 16. 16 is 4 times 4. Then 4 breaks down 2 times 2, and then another 4, 2 times 2. When you have y to the 7th, you have y, 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 y. So if we've got a cube root, we're looking for a group of 3. So we have a group of 3 2's, and we have a group of 3 y's here, and then we have another group of 3 y's. So anything that is in a group of 3 can come to the outside. So 2, since you have y and y, that would be y squared. And then whatever's left, not circled, has to stay under the radical. So 2, and then we have that 1y. So it'd just be 2y squared times the cube root of 2y. Last example. Looks a little complicated because I got lots of fractions, but let's keep in mind our properties. 4xy, I'm going to leave that in the numerator, but when I have a power to a power, remember that power has to go to both of them, and you're just multiplying. Well, when I multiply a 1/5 times a 5/2, those 5's cancel, so it's just 1/2. So the first one would be x to the 1/2. Then if I do y to the 2/5, so 2/5 multiplied by 5/2, they both cancel, so that's just y to the first power. And then you'd want to go ahead and use your quotient property. The y's would cancel, but then if I take 4x, x is to the first power, and then I have x to the 1/2, well, when you divide exponentially, you have to subtract those exponents. So 1 minus a half is equal to 1/2. So that would just be 4 times x to the 1/2. And your 1/2 power is the same thing as the square root, so I would accept either one of these. You could write it as 4 times x to the 1/2, or you could write it as 4 times the square root of x. Okay, that's all the examples I have for you today. This can get a little complicated, so please make sure that you have your questions written down and ask me those in class.